Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Outlook Money's webinar in association with Mirai Asset Investment Managers on demystifying the corporate bond funds. As we know, for the month of January 2021, the corporate bond category under the debt mutual funds garnered a net inflow of over rupees 5,400 crores. Furthermore, the asset under management of the corporate bond funds has doubled from around rupees 81,000 crore in January 2020 to over 1,64,000 crore in January 2021, a massive growth of 101%. Today, the corporate bond category provides a safe investment option given the limited scope to take credit bets, as 80% of their assets are in the highest rated corporate bonds. Talking on the subject today, we have with us Mr. Mahendra Jaju, who is the CIO Fixed Income at Mirai Asset Investment Managers. Mr. Jaju has over 25 years of experience in the field of financial services, including fixed income funds management. Further, he has a central role in supervising all debt schemes of the Mirai Asset Mutual Fund. Mr. Jaju, a very warm welcome to you. We are looking forward to talking to you about this issue today. All
Thank
right.
you
So,
so much for inviting.
yes, you're welcome. So, my first question to you, Mr. Jaju, is for the benefit of our viewers. Uh, how do you explain a corporate bond debt fund to a layman investor?
Well, as you know, there are different varieties of different types of debt mutual funds. Corporate bond fund is one amongst many. In the case of the corporate bond fund, at least 80% of the funds AUM has to be invested in corporate bonds rated EE plus or higher, which means a very high safety situation, because the EE plus corporate bonds default history in India is extremely, and the remaining 20% is at the discretion of the fund manager in order to manage liquidity and other risk parameters. As per the current SEBI guideline, all these funds have to maintain at least 10% in liquid assets, which are defined as treasury bills, TREPS, or the government securities. So you see that 90% of the fund is invested in very high credit quality instruments, and then the fund manager has the discretion to decide what maturity of the fund he maintains. So the fund structure also allows for the flexibility to manage the interest rate risk in a dynamic manner. So this combination, I believe, is a very good feature, which offers a good option for the investor.
Right, like you said, there are investments in kind of top rated corporate bonds, so that they are relatively safer compared to other kinds of investments. But can you tell us what are some of the other prominent features and benefits of investing in these kind of funds, corporate bond funds?
Uh, See, the uh, Indian debt markets are still evolving, and the investors are gradually understanding the benefit of investing in the debt mutual funds. Now, in debt mutual funds, you have the gilt funds, and then you have the short-term fund, which can invest in a duration range of 1 to 3 years. Then you have the dynamic bond fund, which can have a variable duration structure. So in this number of options that the investor has, the corporate bond fund is the one where, first of all, the quality of the portfolio is generally comprised of high credit quality instruments. So as we know that in the past, there have been so many instances where, because of a credit related issue, the investors had a disappointment. So that aspect is taken care of, because when the investors are looking for a debt fund, they generally look for a safe option. They don't want to take too much credit risk, and in that uh, criteria, these funds fit well. As I also said, that under the new SEBI requirements, all of these funds have to maintain at least 10% in liquid assets, which are generally defined as either TREPS or T-bill or a government bond. So even when there is a high amount of volatility in the market, or when the market liquidity is tight, because of this new added feature, these funds will be able to offer a reasonable liquidity provision for the investors. Also, because the fund is largely invested in AAA and AA plus kind of corporate papers, which also includes the public sector bonds, the liquidity and the safety feature of the fund is generally on the higher side. So this is a typical combination that the investors look at. Now, the fund, as I mentioned, has a flexible situation insofar as the average maturity is concerned. Therefore, if the fund manager wants to be proactively managing, they can also provide somewhat of a cushion against interest rate volatility, because when the interest rates tend to go up, they can bring down the duration, and vice versa. When the interest rates are going down, they can increase the duration. So therefore, they can also allow a decent participation in a market performance, at the same time providing a reasonable downside protection. So this fund provides a fair amount of safety and a good information, I mean, performance range. So to that extent, I think it's a very attractive proposition for the investors.
Right, and as you mentioned, there have been some credit issues when it comes to the debt mutual fund space, and which has led many investors to shy away from investing in debt funds. So, how should an investor evaluate the risk while investing in a corporate bond fund?
Well, to start with, I think the investors have generally been pretty, attracted towards the debt mutual funds. As you mentioned, that the AUM of the corporate bond fund category has doubled in the last 1 year itself. And in the last 1 year, we saw a number of incidents. There were COVID-related disruptions. There was a time when there was a high fear of defaults and delays in the NBFC segment. There were times when some of the industry-related issues in credit risk funds we saw. During all these times, the corporate bond fund found the attention of the investor, and therefore, I think the investors understand that there can be periodic episodes of volatility or some other incidents, but by and large, the debt mutual funds have been a very good alternative to the conventional fixed income options. Corporate bond funds in particular, because of the restrictions on investing only in highly rated papers, have always found a good space in the investors portfolio, because investors have repeatedly been disappointed with the credit related events, and therefore this has been the fund which has found a lot of attention in the last 1 year.
Right. See, as we know, the budget has been laid out. The COVID crisis is beyond, behind us, almost behind us. The vaccine is already being rolled out. So a lot of people want to know what is the outlook, for debt mutual funds, especially the corporate bond funds for the next, the rest of the year. We can say 2021. So how would you say, it looks like going in future?
So in our assessment, the fiscal deficit for the year FY 2022 is at 6.8% of the GDP, and the gross borrowing amount in absolute terms is around 12 lakh crores, which is on the higher side. On top of that, the economy is expected to grow at about 10.5% as per the Reserve Bank's last monetary policy projections. The budget has shown a GDP nominal growth rate of about 14.4%, which means that if the economy is going to grow at this pace, then the corporate sector borrowing requirements will also increase. So therefore, on one hand, you have a large government borrowing program. On the other hand, there is likely to be a pickup in the credit demand from the corporate sector. So there is likely to be some crowding out of the private sector borrowing requirement, which might mean that bond yields may go up, and within that, the corporate spreads may widen. And that is happening at a time when the large, good quality companies may be borrowing. So you are going to either be worrying about the fact that the interest rates are going up, but then interest rates are cyclical in nature. They will come back down when the environment improves. But in the current year, there is a possibility that one may be able to invest into high quality companies at very attractive spreads. And that, in my view, is an opportunity that will come during the current year. So investors need to focus on the opportunity that is likely to be available, rather than worry too much about the short-term impact of what happens if the interest rates go up and whether my NAV will get affected or not. In our view, if the investors remain invested for one full interest rate cycle, then they are going to end up with a happy experience of investing in debt mutual funds. It is important to remind once again that most of the time it is the credit related incident that have a more lasting impact on the NAV rather than the interest rate volatility. So I believe that this will be a year to create a good portfolio of high quality companies at attractive yields.
Right, right. Thank you so much. Now, the budget was recently laid out in which the finance minister hinted that the retail investors can invest in GSECs or government securities. Do you think that this will change the landscape of overall debt mutual fund investment, and what this means for a layman, debt mutual fund investor?
So for the debt mutual fund investor, this doesn't change anything, because if the investors are able to participate directly into the gilt market, it will typically replace the tax-free bond and the small savings investors. They can also approach the gilt directly through the Reserve Bank. As far as the debt mutual fund investors are concerned, they come to a product which gives them the market-related return, which gives them the tax advantage of long-term capital gain if they remain invested for a long term. They get the advantage of the uh, experience and skills of the fund manager in terms of dealing with interest rate volatility. Credit risk is not an issue, because in gilt they are the highest and most safe instrument. So I think the target for the uh, retail gilt and the target for the debt mutual fund are two different sets of investors. There could be some overlap, because some debt mutual fund investors may also look at the gilt. The other part is that the gilt direct is something which is just about starting, and we have to see how it shapes up. But my first sense is that it will be more a replacement option for, or alternate options for, people who invest directly into the tax-free bonds, which are now generally not available in good volume, and for people whose small savings limits have been exhausted.
Thank you so much, Mr. Raju. That was, a great and insightful conversation that we had with you. I hope our viewers would have had, understanding of how corporate bond funds work and how they should approach corporate bond funds after watching this episode. We will be back with another episode soon. Till then, goodbye.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme-related documents carefully.